instead of getting an item that Titan forges and going, awesome, I got a freaking cool item. Every time you get a new item, you look at it and you go, fuck, it didn't Titan forge. That's the difference. Instead of something to celebrate on those rare occasions you get it, it's something to swear about every single time you don't get it. I don't think so. I don't see any warnings or anything about it. Might have been on your side. More likely, it's just Twitch having a momentary fart.
Welcome. It has been so long.
Meet Agapanthus at the Little Scales Daycare in Valdrak. The Little Scales?
Until we meet again.
Really, the Little Scales. That's a little much. All right, where's the daycare? Down there. All the way down there, okay. Quite a long ways away. I mean, I get glitches all the time watching Twitch, and I know my network's solid.
Welcome, champion.
Take me upstairs. So I don't think it was either of us. It was probably just Twitch. I am busy. I'll get up and leave. Interesting the first time. Much less interesting every time after that. It's Twitch. Twitch's infrastructure is, pardon the phrase, just a bit twitchy.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
I did apologize. Find out how Thomas gains his artisan's insight.
You need something?
I want to talk about something else. To give
Safe
one's
travel.
heart. Craft a heart in a bottle with 3 pips.
Have a good one.
If I could have a heart in a bottle. I haven't played with it enough to have a strong opinion. I'm just glad they did something to change it up, because the old system was fine at launch and just got worse and worse over time. I haven't done enough to really have a strong opinion either way. Frankly, Guild Wars, I have really mixed feelings about. There's not much money to be made in it. And I'd kind of like, well, I guess I'm spoiled from my time in Star Wars Galaxies, where essentially everything was player made. And the crafting system was so deep. The crafting and harvesting systems were so deep that all of that stuff mattered immensely. It had such a good system that any other crafting system, I kind of look at it and just hope for functional.
You'll find nothing better in the Isles.
A lucky duck. I already have this one. I really wish if you already had it, you could, like, sell it for 10 gold. Thomas's empty bottle. As empty as his soul. Craft a heart and a bottle. All the way through. Alchemy. I don't have those skills. I don't have those skills. Yeah, it's one of those things. They have it. There is a market now for crafting, which there wasn't. I mean, for how many? 8 expansions or something like that. The only way to make any money in crafting was in consumables. So basically, alchemy was the only thing you could do to make any money. Yeah, they've actually made it functional, which for the most part, it previously wasn't. So I consider that to be a significant gain.
The Isles have awakened.
I don't have alchemy. Heart in a bottle. I don't have alchemy. Why would I get the quest for heart in a bottle if I don't have alchemy?
I never gave up hope.
That's weird. I have a love-hate relationship with pretty much every MMO I've ever played, so I blame me for that.
I can't attack that target.
They made it matter. Some professions, for some people, it matters. It certainly matters a hell of a lot more than it did in any expansion in a long, long time. Gather the elemental essence. You can put it in a bottle. It's a simple recipe. You can craft the same way as any other recipe. Heart in a bottle? I don't think heart in a bottle is going to show up. Oh, I take it back. 3 fiery spirit. Well, this is less than useful. This little thing right here. I'll go ahead and create it. Ah, okay. I'll keep an eye out. Ah. Thank you. Bar indicates expected quality. You can improve this with a variety of ways using higher quality reagents. Show Thomas the gift. Here you go, Thomas.
Hello.
I have Miguel's gift. You know, making a high-quality craft takes more than your skill as a crafter and quality of the reagents. It's also difficulty of the craft. Craft inspiration, specialization. Yes, I understand. Deliver it to Miguel Bright.
See you around.
Is he, though? Is he really all that bright?
Well met. For the Alliance. Be careful.
Choose my reward. A crowded crate of mined materials. Skins, cloth, herbs. I think it's going to have to be the mined materials. And some XP.
Light bless you.
Oh my, it's gorgeous! That's what she said. I apologize for making that joke about anything.
Wares of
Ever.
unimaginable quality.
This is Anchor Steam Beer, one of the great American beers. Sadly, they closed a couple of days ago. Sapporo closed them a couple of years after buying out the brand. They rebranded them with this appalling generic label. And I ordered a couple of 12-packs delivered before they go away forever, and I am enjoying them for the 3rd night in a row. Just a couple of them last night. And, speaking of which, I need another. about Anchorstein. Anchorstein Brewing was the first real craft brewery to open and kicked off the entire industry of craft beer in America. And sadly, it's done. I don't know if I gotta go. Daycare director Agapanthus there. Hello there, and welcome back. Hope your weekend's going awesome. Bronze timekeeper. I do all the quests around here? Looks like it. Technically, I think it qualifies brewing-wise as a Pilsner, but I'm not certain. Steam brewing is a really old brewing method, and it's kind of its own thing. I do not believe my drops are on. Unless they're on for everybody. I have enabled drops for everything. I don't know if they're actually on or not. So, if you're interested in drops, sadly, I would recommend going to someone like Maximum. I watch Max. I think Max is one of the smartest guys in regards to gaming in general, MMOs in particular, and especially WoW. Smart and really informative. Ah, okay, thank you very much. Then I think they're on. It seems that they're on. Yeah, if it's global, it should be. I've turned them on for everything. Yeah, I didn't want to put drops enabled because, well, I mean, I think if you're a real WoW fan, you're probably better off watching Max. Not that anyone isn't welcome. Let me be clear. All are welcome here.
What do you seek?
I seek the Grail. Oh, sorry. Wrong script. I mean, when I want to watch WoW, I watch Max if he's on. So I am a huge fan of his, not just his WoW stuff, but other stuff. He did a really, really interesting, like 2-hour stream with Mighty Teapot after Guild Wars 2 expansion, after the first real, honest-to-God, very, very hard raid. The Harvest Temple Challenge Mode raid. And it was really interesting to see Max's analysis and commentary on a Guild Wars 2 raid, especially the hardest thing we've ever had. And it'll be really interesting to see Preach, Mike, his analysis when he gets there. He's just reached End of Dragons, I think, but has done all the raids up till now and stuff. He's having a blast in Guild Wars 2, which is as a Guild Wars 2 fan, I'm really, really happy that Preach is loving the game, because I can't imagine a better person to preach about it, to the WoW players than Mike. Yeah, I'm just so glad he's having a blast with Guild Wars 2, and I've been watching as much of his stuff as I can, because he's having fun with it, and he also looks at it not just through a WoW player's eyes, but through a game lover's eyes and someone who's new to Guild Wars 2. And I don't agree with everything he says, but most of it he's pretty right on. For instance, Bram is an idiot. My real problem with Bram and Timey is as well is they constantly do stupid things, and we never, ever, ever get a chance to just absolutely rip them a new one. We have no agency to deal with how stupid they are. We never get to tell them when they're being stupid, how they are getting other people killed with their stupidity. I thought we would get it from Bram at the beginning of Icebrood Saga when he finds out that they're calling him Bram Vowbreaker. Or Oathbreaker. I think it's Vowbreaker. And he realizes that he, in essence, deserted all these people who followed him up into the far Shiver Peaks. And I thought maybe that would help him grow up. No, he continued to be the same idiot after that. Well, and the thing is, they had the opportunity in Icebrood Saga to make him grow up. You know, he gets the slap in the face. Then his former comrades, the people who were following him, were now following Jormag. But he did nothing for him other than make him stupider. Also, they missed an opportunity. They didn't have to kill him at the end of Icebrood Saga and the face-off between the two Elder Dragons. But they had to do something to him. Have him lose his legs or lose an arm. Something. To show some kind of change in him. But no, he comes out as the same idiot at the end, despite all of his dumb decisions. That's my problem with both of them. It's not writing, it's the narrative that they don't have an arc. They're the same now as when they first came in. They're boring because they haven't changed. Bram, after Icebrood Saga, is the same Bram when we first met him. Orientation, Veldraken. Oh, it's orientation day here at Veldraken. Hey, Canucket. As always, good evening. Your mileage may vary. I should also call out that as far as Timey goes, I think the dialogue writer for Timey does great work, and the voiceover work is impeccable. It's the narrative, not the character, I don't like. Bram is both.
Let me show you what I got.
I'd like to browse your goods, sir. And that does sound really smutty, doesn't it?
Travel safely now.
A whole bunch of goodies into my reagent bag.
Finest wares in Kultiris, right there.
Well, I mean, I think I have actual reasons rather than him just being a pillock. Mind you, he is a complete nutter idiot. My biggest thing about it, like I said, is the fact that we have no agency in dealing with him. We never get a chance to rip him a new one for being so stupid.
Welcome to the Dragon Isles.
Thank you. It's good to be here. How they hangin'? And by they, I mean your, tail.
Guard against chaos.
Good words to live by. I'll guard against chaos. Is this Warhammer 40k? Just checking. Yeah, I mean, I would love for ArenaNet to put up an ad, say, on r/WoW, the subreddit for WoW, with just the video clip of Preach saying, you know, if you're an MMO player and you're not playing Guild Wars 2, you're fucking yourself. I think that's a bit extreme, but it's nice to hear. Oh, yeah. Stable master. That's funny. I'm the unstable master. I got nothing. Waywatcher Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
The aspects have returned.
Find Waywatcher Alvi.
Aspects watch over
For
you.
4 whole reputation? I gotta go for that. Oh, wait, that's nothing. Unatos. No, you don't have 1 toe. You've got, looks like 3 on each foot. Oh, the adventure guide stuff, the traveler's log. Yeah. Giving it structure where people can find stuff to do. They sit down, they log in. What do I want to do today? They've got no idea what to do. Well, now they've got an idea of something they can do. I don't know what I want to do. I'll browse through this and find out what sounds like a good way of killing some time. I've completed 30 quests. Yeah, FOMO is a real thing that'll happen, especially with something like dailies, if you're not careful. Cosmetics. Pardon the yawn. It's not you, it's me. For reals. Ah, that's Orgrimmar portal. All right, got it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the implementation in Guild Wars 2. And, I mean, in addition to the general, new expansion, new content stuff, I really hope they stick the landing on the open world acquisition of legendary armors. Because I didn't want to have to start raiding to get legendary armors. I would really like something to work for in Guild Wars 2 like that. What is he? Oh, the bank. The bank. Got another quest over here. Exactly. I'm a huge fan of that. And that was one of the problems Star Wars The Old Republic had when they brought in their Game Pass. They had a very narrow and specific list of things you could do to make progress. Instead of just saying, do whatever you want. And then maybe making most stuff not give a lot of progress. But if you do it every day and you're having fun and it keeps you engaged with the game, that's what you want to do. You don't want to give them a tiny list of things they have to do if they want to make progress. And then especially you don't want them to be kill 20 of this mob in one area where everyone's trying to kill 20 of the mob.
What brings you here?
Well, the problem they've had over the last few expansions, and it started with Legion, was they wanted you to do everything. They didn't want to give you options as to what to do. They wanted you to do everything. So you couldn't advance the story, and you couldn't advance crafting, for instance, unless you did dungeons in Legion. And I place that completely on Ian Hazakostos. That starting that, he was the one who pushed everyone has to do everything. And I think it's toxic and antithetical to the way an MMORPG should run. And I think this is an example of doing it right.
Be careful.
Everyone wants this progress, and there's all these different ways of getting it. That's smart. That's the way you engage your players.
Hello.
Go to the Serene Dreams Spa.
Good luck, friend.
Serene Dreams. I don't really have serene dreams. A lot of dreams. I have to wake up in the middle of them to go to the bathroom because I'm an old man. Stay young, kids. Trust me on this one. Just stay young. Right, and if they want to try new stuff, if you can find a way to encourage people to do new stuff, that's a win for everyone too. Guild Wars 2 did it in raiding to some degree with the, what's it called, emboldening. Basically, if everyone wipes on, I think it's one wing, one of the raid wings per week, every time you wipe on a boss, you get a buff for that boss. Up to 10 stacks of the buff. So that makes it much, much easier for the less capable player to complete the content. It's an encouragement for them to try and a way to make it more approachable. And I was always a huge fan of players getting rewards appropriate for the things they are doing in the game. So, players who are doing end-game raiding should get rewards that nobody else can get. I mean, I played from day one in WoW, launch day. And we did some raiding. I raided Karazhan and AQ20 in vanilla when they were, you know, cutting edge content. I wasn't very good, but we did the raiding and we were completing them. I wouldn't call it farming. Farming implies we were, you know, yawning through the content, but we were completing the content. But the guys who were doing AQ40 and had the even cooler gear, I envied them a little, but I didn't think I had any particular right to complain. And I understand that for some people, you know, different colored transmogs can be worth it, but frankly, I think a unique transmog carries a lot more weight, and the guys who are doing the endgamiest of endgamey content should have access to that stuff. I mean, I don't drive a Ferrari because I'm not a professional athlete. Can't afford one. I shouldn't automatically be entitled to a Ferrari because I can throw a baseball. So the raiders, top-end raiders, they should get access to the coolest stuff. And I never felt, you know, I never felt that they didn't deserve it and I did, or I did. All right, we're all just standing around with candles floating in the air. So that's a thing. You know, I never had any endgame raiding sets back in the day when they were, you know, when they were live and new and cutting edge. I've gone back and soloed a lot of raid stuff in the past. That's something I do enjoy doing. Doing old raids solo for cosmetics and stuff. I find that to be entertaining. I enjoy that. But, you know, if they had certain stuff that you could still only get while it was live and cutting edge content, so to speak. Is there something in here? I'm fine with that too.
Day. Follow order.
Yeah, sure. I would like to know about it. I know they've had some issues with scaling over the last couple of expansions where, you know, the old raids were not soloable. And that, I think, is dumb. Dragon riding trainer.
We will not repeat our history.
I'm ready. Open rating. Open dragon ridings. Oh, yeah. I've got a point. I need 4.
Thank you for sharing. Go in wisdom.
Oh, did that open up since I came here? Since I got to the Dragon Isles, did it actually open up the, It did. Wah, wah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I did see, I was watching Preach doing blind dungeons, I think, the last couple of days. And they were talking about exchanging stuff for tier items. Got it. Okay, yeah, that seems like a good addition, I have to say. Let's see. Let's go with the Cliffside Wilderdrake. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I know that he was... At some point, Zepla was playing with him. And she went from like 2-piece to 5-piece by getting to trade a bunch of stuff in. Well, clearly, you are a man of distinction and taste. Oh, wait, that means I am too. Who knew? Let's see, what would I like to be able to cast to dismount? I would probably say... Not there. Probably say an instant cast. That would be a good one. Either of those should work. Now, we'll see if I can remember how to fly this damn thing. Let's see. Surge. Flap upward. Mark a waypoint on your positional timeline. Use bronze weaver. Wow, I don't remember that at all. Whirling surge. That's the spinorama. All right, all right. I'm not very good in Guild Wars 2 at flying either, I have to say. Oh, there's something up above. We'll see if I can get there. My money's on no. That's a definite no. I stand virtually no chance of getting up there. This is the kind of thing... This is one of the differences I think that Guild Wars 2 does better. When you land, it refills your energy bubbles. Down below? Oh, is this the main tower? Okay, yeah, that explains it. Duh. Take me up. Hey, babe. You're looking good. Also big. Really big. Don't eat me.
Safeguard.
Speak with Alex Strasse at the seat of the aspects. About the Azure span.
We secured the Azure archives. The Razaget storm remains enveloped around Vakthros Tower.
She seeks to free her kin, but their prison does not lie within the Azure span. What else could she be after?
My vision remains clouded.
Well, what use are you then, time boy?
The Primalists could already be moving in our midst, and I fear I will not see it. The city must be protected. Veldraken is our people's home.
Wow.
If the Primalists
They can
are
talk
here,
without moving their
we
lips.
must find them.
That's a gift.
And flush them out.
They would make awesome
They cannot be
ventriloquists.
allowed to infiltrate our seat of power.
Okay. That was a message most dire.
Allow me to introduce you to Captain Drine. She oversees security here in Valdraken.
The Scalesworn of Valdraken, stand ready.
That's nice. Hi, how you doing?
Valdraken is under my protection.
I'm sure it is. Kill 6 primalist infiltrators within Valdraken.
Valdraken's root out any primalist
And
that
locate
dare
clues within
infest our
Valdraken.
city.
You know those items I picked up at the elemental event before the expansion came out? They're really good. I level 252. Those are good to what? Like 63 or 64?
Report back.
I'll report back. Don't you worry your little head none. Can't do that while moving. That says you. Thing is before expansions, I tend to do that on all my characters, which means, you know, the rush you get every time you get the little scratch in the brain. That itch. Oh, it feels so good when I scratch it. When you get a nice gear upgrade, you get all those before the expansion, and then the expansion comes out, and it's like 4 levels before you start getting any of that.
I keep the faith.
5 players. That sounds like multiplayer content. No.
Stand strong in your convictions.
True. Generally speaking, the looks are less important for me in WoW than they are in, like, Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2, Fashion Wars, it's a big deal. Here, I really only care mostly about transmogs for my weapons.
Everyone comes to the roasted ram eventually. Grab a drink to blend in.
68,
but
yeah,
keep your
that's
wits
gotta be-
about you.
One of the things, I mean, I completely understand players who don't like Guild Wars 2 because it doesn't have any more vertical progression. I totally get it. I mean, I understand, and I get the little scratching of the pleasure center from, you know, getting gear improvements. And kind of taking that away for most of a new expansion, yeah, that's got to feel kind of crap. I don't know if there's a good answer, but it's got to feel kind of crap. It's a goblet. I'm listening. I'll enjoy a drink while I listen.
Greetings, brother. Any news?
A delay, unfortunately. They are still looking for it at Southhold Gate.
Still? Should they not have found it by now?
I am sure everything will be handled by the time our benefactor is ready. He will make sure of it.
And hello, Therzal.
I have lived to see them return.
You indeed you have. That's nice. That's nice for you,
May
really.
the flights protect us.
Orientation quest in each major faction hub.
Until we meet again.
And meet Grazik Cobblefinger. That sounds gnomish.
Go with the aspects.
Bank investigated. Yep, over here.
I doubt the Primalists come to bank vaults to discuss their plans.
Of course, it always
But we
felt a
may
little
still
bad, too, in the
overhear
past
something
when,
useful.
you
Act
know,
like you are inspecting one of
you've
the
got your
holding
rating gear
chests.
from AQ20, and it gets deprecated basically when you're fresh off the boat in Burning Crusade. So it's kind of a plus and minus both ways. I'm going to listen while I search through my stuff in my bank.
My apologies. There is nothing here awaiting you.
What do you mean? Commander Aeronog said it would be here.
Okay, first you've got to
I
hit
have
you've got to
not
hit your
seen
cap
him.
on
Come
hit
to
percentage.
think
You've
of
got to
it,
get your
I
hit to
have not seen
100%.
anyone from
That one?
Zelthold come by today. Very strange.
Yep, hit cap first. It wasn't too bad when you could rebalance those on a basically an item by item method, you know, where you could tune each individual item. It wasn't too bad. Oh, I got a new item, and yeah, the reforge system. I mean, yeah, it was annoying and everything. But I comment when I'm playing one of my older games, like I'm playing City of Heroes on stream, that, oh look, I keep missing. You used to be able to miss in MMOs. And that's certainly true in WoW as well. Yeah, I agree. Although, there's also something to be said for having a game system where you can't get perfect. You have to, yourself, have to measure things. If I want to make sure that I'm at the hit cap, well, I give up a little crit and a little this because I have 100 too much in hit cap. But if I pull this off, I'm under, and I don't want to be under. It's like the old stat system, where now everyone's got stamina and primary stat. It's only a matter of time before our magic items have a coolness level that is exactly equal to their eye level, and that's everything. Holy shit, yes! You didn't know? A couple of years ago, it came out that there was private server running. There had been rumors for years. I didn't believe them. And then it came out, it really existed, and less than a week later I was playing it. Look up City of Heroes Homecoming. And they continue to do development. They add new powers and yeah, oh boy. It's so good to be able to go back to it. I have I think it's like 45 characters because I'm an alt whore of the worst kind. Homecoming. City of Heroes. You can be playing tonight. If you hang on for a bit, I can even show you. Well, if you don't want to play a controller, you know, the Dominator is available. Of course, you've got your masterminds. What it was it was leaked. It was the test server code for the unreleased patch, the last patch they were going to be bringing into the game. And that got leaked years ago. And I think for 7 years, there were a couple of rumors I heard, but nobody believed the rumors. And they had like 500, 700 regular players, and they kept their mouth shut for 7 years. Imagine that. And it got leaked that it existed, and the guys in charge shared the code. There are other servers out there other than Homecoming. Homecoming is by far the most populated, and they've continued to develop for it. They've added new power sets, even a new archetype or two. For those of you who don't understand why this is such a revelation, it was a well-loved game that got killed while it was still profitable by NCSoft. Still the best superhero game out there. It's not ANET doing anything. You mean City of Heroes? The Homecoming people have been in discussion for several years with NCSoft, who own the rights, to become an officially recognized fan server. Now, I haven't heard anything about that for a couple of years now, so I'm assuming that NCSoft has been stalling them. The North America servers are in Canada, so they can't get an immediate shutdown in Canada, and there's a European server as well in Germany, I think. So these servers are not in the US, so it would be significantly more difficult to ArenaNet to shut them, or not ArenaNet, now I did it, for NCSoft to shut them down. They changed their branding from City of Heroes to Homecoming City of Heroes, so that it's less of an obvious infringement. And I don't know if they're still talking. Yeah, there's an EU server as well. It's 3 NA servers and 1 EU server. I'm on Everlast for the most part, which is the NA, obviously. Yeah, so a game that I thought was dead for like 7 full years, all of a sudden reappeared. It was fucking magic. If only they would do that for WildStar, NCSoft. So, NCSoft, please, I'm begging you. Reach an agreement with the Homecoming team for an officially recognized non-profit fan server. Get a huge bunch of positive publicity for it, and decide to do the same thing with WildStar. Please. That's all I want. That's not all I want. I'd always want more. It had its problems from launch on, but by the time it was shut down, the game was in a really good place. I'm not going to crap on NCSoft too much for shutting it down. They let it live for at least a year longer than I expected they were going to. In a lot of ways, the gameplay had a lot of movement in it, similar to Guild Wars 2. There was an awful lot to like in that game. They bungled their launch, though. They definitely did that. Well, I've already streamed a little bit longer than I was expecting to, so on my way out the door, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the Homecoming server. So if anyone's here to watch or get drops for WoW, now would be the time to bail. I'm only going to be on a couple more minutes. But let me be honest and change this if I'm going to play it. So just give me a minute and I'll show you the server. Come over here, we click on that, we go here, we go here, we go, where are you? You're not showing up. Why aren't you showing up? Okay. I guess we'll just use this instead. Hold on a sec here as I futz around with stuff. Yeah, messed it up. That music sound familiar? Got it. Everlasting. Let's see. This character would be subject to name release policy. It's not yet being reinforced, or not being enforced. Well, I better log into Ice 9 then. City of Villains right here. Mostly I did flying for simple practical reasons, but the only correct answer to that question is super jump. Anyone who says anything other than super jump is lying. The implementation of super jump in this game is the most superheroic thing in any game I've ever seen. It's perfect. I don't know anyone who, when they first got super jump on a character, didn't spend 20 minutes doing nothing but jumping around. That's my first 10 characters. Let's see. The next 10, that's 20, 30, 40. We're up to 48 characters now. My Sterling Archer character. Oh, and perhaps my favorite named character of all time in any game. It's Flex McGristle. This is super jump. Super jump is sublime. It's glorious. I'm also quite proud of his bio. Let's see if I can find that. You know me. I'm Flex McGristle. You've seen me starring on YouTube, you've seen my ads on TV, and you've bought my entire line of supplements. Ignore the FDA warnings and subtle anatomical changes. I understand I'm a hero to you. And frankly, I don't blame you. I'm my own favorite hero too. But I'm sorry, no autographs. Hey, they tire out my hands and I need those to beat up evildoers. But I have some advice for you kids, so listen up. I was a weak, pathetic loser like you are until I came up with my own Gristle brand, TM, of supplements, and then I put on muscle and became the ideal of the masculine form you see in front of you. Be wary of cheap knockoffs and always look for the Flex McG on the red pill. Remember to slam those like and subscribe buttons on my videos. Oh, and don't do drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, Flex McGristle. Yeah, so this is Homecoming. For anyone who's not familiar with the game of City of Heroes, it was originally done by Cryptic, same guys who do Star Trek Online and Neverwinter, and did Champions Online as well. They spun it off as their own product, as its own product, and that product was either bought out or it was spun off to NCSoft, who eventually closed the game while it was profitable. It's a superhero game, obviously, and it is a well-loved, and deservedly so, well-loved game that was closed off too soon, and those of us who played it are just extraordinarily happy to have it back. This character is, let's see, Street Justice is his primary, and his secondary is Bio Armor. He's a melee DPS type. And he beats bad guys up with his fists, because of course he does. They've added a bunch of powers to it. If anything, it's a better game than it was. Populations are down a little since launch, but they're still strong. So if anyone ever wanted to give this game a try, I can certainly recommend it. Keep in mind, it's an old school game. It plays at a more deliberate pace. The graphics are old school as well. But just do a Google for City of Heroes Homecoming. That's all you got to do. And you too can have super jump. Like Flex McGristle. But I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. And I'm really glad I got to pass along this info to another City of Heroes player. Because my reaction was, yeah, I've heard rumors of City of Heroes private server for a couple of times over the last 7 years, and what do you mean it's real? What do you mean the server's up? What do you mean I can log in and create a character? Oh my god, I'm playing City of Heroes again. That's pretty much what happened in a course of like 3 days. Unreal. So I'm so glad to have been able to pass that along to somebody else. Have fun. I'm on Everlasting server in NA. But I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out tonight. As always, I'm very appreciative that you choose to spend a little time here with me. I probably am going to take tomorrow off and should be back on Monday. We've got D4 new season is, I'm not sure which day next week. And I have problems streaming D4, but I will try again. I have D4 kills my stream most of the time when I try, but I'll give it another try. Absolutely, yeah. My understanding is it has the population for it. So next week at some point in D4, probably off tomorrow, probably back on Monday. Maybe Guild Wars 2, maybe more Dredge. I'm not sure. I have seen some issues where I've turned it off and it did help with rubber banding and the like. So maybe it would also help with streaming. I will double check on all that stuff before I try streaming it again. Hopefully, knock on wood, I'll be able to actually stream it this time. More than for like half an hour at a time. But I'll be back on Monday. I'm off tomorrow. I hope the rest of your Saturday evening kicks ass. And that your Sunday's nice too. Back on Monday. Have a great night tonight. Take care. Ciao for now. Good night, guys. And go be a hero. Night all.